Most people who get arrested fear being alone in a jail cell. According to this footage from Paranormal Activity World, there might be something very different to fear. In this video, we see a man behind bars in a maximum security cell. He's standing alone in solitary confinement looking through the bars. When the man in the cell takes a small step to the side, things get really bizarre. When the prisoner steps to the side, he no longer seems to be alone in his cell. With his body out of the way, we see a bizarre shadow figure lurking just behind him. The shape is terrifying. It almost appears to be part human, part arachnid. It has a human head, but seems to move on a set of spindly legs, staying down near the floor. The shadow quickly disappears, stepping back behind the man after he moves. Clearly, this entity has some attachment to this unfortunate prisoner, using him to hide from other prying eyes. Imagine being trapped behind bars all alone when you realize there may be a shadow person sharing the cell with you. YouTuber Hablemos de Misterio uploaded this strange encounter at a funeral home. It was allegedly captured by a security guard doing his rounds late at night. In this footage, we see what appears to be the lobby of a large funeral home. The video is taken from a distance, but appears to focus on the entrance, where visitors come into the funeral home. At the far end, there's rows of metal poles used to direct large crowds. As the guard's camera rolls, we can see a metallic glint coming from the other side of the lobby. On closer inspection, we see the silver metal bar of one of the poles moving on its own.
¿Lo ves?
It rocks back and forth. It's quite clear there's nothing around that could be moving the pole.
¿Lo ves?
This footage was taken in a funeral home, so some sort of ghostly entity is an obvious culprit. Perhaps the spirit of someone whose funeral was held in this building lingered long after the services ended. The powerful movement of the pole indicates that the spirit's a poltergeist, and a strong one at that. This could suggest the spirit has left this world in significant turmoil or suffering, causing it to linger long after death. YouTube channel The Haunted Side Paranormal Investigations is no stranger to scary videos. They frequently share footage of eerie things that investigators spot in their visits to abandoned and haunted places. This video, however, is enough to leave even the most seasoned paranormal aficionados feeling rattled. This investigation takes place at the Cleanwater Demon House in Reno, Nevada, USA. According to the stories surrounding this property, more than a dozen people have met tragic ends in the house. There have been numerous reports of paranormal activity taking place there. The investigators visit the property in hopes of finding evidence of demonic activity.
So let's grab the SLS camera, let's grab the Oculus, and let's head in there and just kind of do a walk around and see what's going on.
The investigators use numerous pieces of equipment, including a night vision camera and spirit box. Spirit boxes operate by scanning through radio waves in supposedly haunted places, allowing any entities in the area to make their voices heard using the waves. As the investigators explore the house, the spirit box quickly begins talking.
Ambition.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Applet. Children.
Applet and children?
Shove.
It says a lot of random words, but one quickly stands out. Nail. As the box speaks this word, the investigator looks down and realizes he was inches away from piercing his foot with several large nails.
Nail. Watch.
Oh my God. Look what I almost stepped on.
Chief.
And it said nail watch. And there's all these nails right here. And I stopped because I didn't want to step on it. And it said
Disregard.
nail. Disregard. Threshold. What? That's crazy.
As they keep exploring and the spirit box continues chattering, the investigators locate bones on the floor. Just as they spot the bones, the box states break.
See these bones?
Break. Please. O-I.
Break, please. You said, look at these bones. And then it goes, break, please.
Moments later, one of the men claims to have seen a figure pass the door.
It's got like a weird, very weird layout. What the was that?
What?
Something just went by the door.
Diction. Swim.
Something just went by this.
They then discover strange symbols written on the walls. They ask the spirit what the symbols mean, and it says anti-prey.
What does that mean? Oh, I'm getting bad.
Anti-prey.
Anti-prey?
The camera begins detecting movement in various places around the room.
Leather.
It's like doing that. Look. Oh, there. Oh, that was somebody.
Yeah, I saw
It was
that.
right there too, like just on the edge of the stair. There they are.
Right.
The investigators decide to explore the second floor. They hear strange, disturbing sounds that resemble footsteps as they continue their exploration.
Like,
Star.
did you hear that? Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah. What the was that?
What?
I saw another shadow dart that way. I heard a footstep kind of at the top of the stairs right there. Who's in here with us?
A curious shadow figure appears to be following them around the building. At one point, as the crew are walking back into the house, an ominous black shape can be seen standing in the window.
What was that?
What?
I don't think that was a shadow.
However, upon reviewing the footage, seconds later, the shape is gone.
I don't think that was a shadow, but it was on the other side of that window.
A second camera that was simultaneously filming the inside of the house shows that there was no one inside the building when the shadow figure was seen in the window.
I don't think that was a shadow, but it was on the other side of that window.
If you slow the footage down, there is indeed a tall, dark shadow in the window.
That I'd captured probably one of the best shadow figures I've ever seen.
The appearance of the shadow figure is followed by disturbing growling noises, footsteps, and knocks on the walls and ceiling, terrifying the investigators.
What was that? It sounded like grumbling. Like,
Yeah.
what the
The motion sensing camera picks up a clear humanoid figure standing nearby.
I don't know what that
Oh, there it is. There he is.
on the door.
Yep.
It appears to be attempting to close a door, but is unable to do so.
He's trying to... It looks like he's trying to close that door. Or like move that door. Let's see if it maps anything.
Near the end of the investigation, the entity appears to become more powerful. It takes a lot of energy for ghosts to move objects, but it eventually moves a plank of wood during an EVP session in a completely empty room.
Whoa! Dude.
It also knocks over a bike that is leaning against a wall in the empty room.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It seems the attentions of the investigators have made the spirit stronger or perhaps just bolder.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
A pub should be a place to relax and unwind after a long day. Unfortunately, for the patrons of Barney Mac's Bar in Drogheda, County Louth Island, their time at this bar isn't always peaceful. The bar was a regular haunt of a man named Joe Murphy for years. Not long ago, the regular unfortunately passed away. However, the staff at the bar believe he still occasionally comes to visit. In this footage, recorded by the bar's CCTV system, we see a pint of beer on a table in front of a guest. One of the patrons stands up, and while he's not looking, the pint glass explodes, sending beer and shards of glass all over the table. After the explosion, the patrons simply stare at the broken glass, flabbergasted. According to the staff, this isn't an unusual occurrence. Ever since the passing of Joe Murphy, exploding pints have been an occasional problem. Those who work there have gotten used to the strange emergences of their late customer, but it still terrifies customers who aren't used to Joe's shenanigans. A lot of people are working and attending school online these days, but meetings and classes don't usually yield scary videos. At least that's what Twitter user Freddy Giza thought. The teacher claimed to be alone in his recently purchased home in Nuevo Leon, Mexico, while teaching the class. Yet the students attending seemed to think that something else was present that day. The teacher is presenting against a blank wall with a doorway just behind his left shoulder. It's this doorway that becomes the center of attention when a pale face seems to peek into the room. The entity appears to be a pale young woman with dark hair. The teacher glances over his shoulder several times but is unable to see the creepy entity. At one point, he closes the door to end the distraction that the strange entity is causing. Towards the end of the video, he moves the camera around the house to show that he's alone except for his dog. Some of the students who watched the video think it was staged, but others are certain that it was a real ghost attending class that day. What do you think that strange face is? An accomplice, a real ghost, or something else entirely? Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comment section below. Before we take a look at a terrifying shadow figure caught on camera in an abandoned care home, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos. Also, remember to poke that like button right in the eye. Abandoned hospitals and other places where the sick and dying meet their ends are popular locations for scary videos. In this exploration by YouTubers Finders Beepers History Seekers, they visit a former care home. According to the stories about the place, it would seem the elderly residents who lived at the facility had a difficult time during their residence there. The facility was reportedly shut down because of widespread accusations of abuse, neglect, and deplorable living conditions. Given the history of the building, it's unsurprising that numerous ghost hunters have found their way to this building.
So this place was eventually shut down for a catalogue of abuse. It was really terrible. Some of the people were classed as being put in cells. The bedrooms were that bad. They were locked away, ignored.
The investigators take their time moving through the building, examining the rundown state of the place, a perfect setting for a ghost hunt.
Like Chainsaw Massacre type horror film, yeah. You can imagine people being locked up down here.
At one point, they find a logbook containing complaints issued by visitors who were horrified by the conditions their relatives were living in.
Arrived, he didn't look suitable to enter the building on account of him having a wild expression in his eyes.
Jesus Christ. How can...
Psychopath coming in.
As they head to the second floor of the building, the investigators are surprised by an unexpected visitor, a shadow figure walking across the top of the stairs.
So, but yeah, you can see it goes up again. Hey, wait up. Hello?
It only appears for a second before disappearing into the shadows.
See it goes up again. Hey, wait up.
But then, when the men reach the floor where the shadow vanished, they discover that there's nothing but a wall. This indicates that nothing corporeal could have caused the mysterious shadow.
But they went that way, and there's no way you can go.
If you slow the footage down, you can indeed see a solid shape moving at the top of the stairs. Could a former resident be lingering in the place where they met their end? Or is it just a homeless person evading detection? Love to get your opinions on this one in the comments section below.
See it goes up again. Hey, wait up. Hello?